Now, a lot of people are wondering why they haven't seen me in a while, why I haven't posted videos on social media, or why I haven't put up any reels or anything. It's because sometimes God allows me to move incognito. He allows me to move in different shifts. Because if I move the same way all the time, the enemy could prepare for me and know what was going on. But because God has me doing different things and wearing different hats, I'm able to move differently in different ways in different lanes because God is making things possible for me. He's opening up more doors and avenues. There's things I'm doing now that a lot of people don't even know about because I have not shared that, because it says sometimes not to let the right know what the left is doing. See, sometimes when you're being braggadocious or being loud and brashness and boastful, the enemy will take that as his gift and use that, disperse it out everywhere. So more the enemy will attack you and approach to you and attach to you. But understand that God sometimes have us moving in silence because the things that he has for us to do are not to be revealed and released to others yet. Because if you did release and move those to others, there's ways that they can prey upon that to make you shut that down. There's things they can say to steal your joy or steal the things that you have that you're supposed to do and supposed to do for others, and they can shut that down. So when you're out here doing things, don't always be so braggadocious about it. Learn how to sometimes move in silence because God needs you to do so. Because in able for him to do more for many, you have to understand how to be quiet and do things for little. In the midst of all things you're doing, in the midst of everything you decide to do, or the people you decide to love, or people you decide to help, everybody doesn't have to know what's going on. Because the joy and the gift you will receive is even greater if you do things in silence. Sometimes it's best to pray in silence. Sometimes it's best to will good deeds to others in silence. The reason you do these things is because God has given you the gift to do abundantly and above all for anyone if you do it through him. And sometimes doing it in silence is more effective because you're not making it all about yourself, but you're keeping it about God. So remember, when you step out here to do things for people, or you haven't seen people in a while, or there's some people you say, what's going on with them? Don't ever doubt or think that they're not in God because they haven't spoken to you. Sometimes God will pull them to the side and have them do things in silence because he knows that the enemy is listening a lot harder than some of you. Remember, peace and quiet is also a blessing from God.